We have a neighbor across the street from us who went over with his son. This particular person was in a Hummer that was destroyed, I guess, by an IED. The other person in the vehicle was killed, and our neighbor, whose name is Randy, was severely injured and still suffers from all of these problems that we hear about on the news, and is having all these problems with the VA and trying to get some of these issues addressed. Well, I can't believe that our country would do that to a veteran. He's a Purple Heart recipient. He was almost killed, and to have I'm just flabbergasted that our country would do this to its own.
I don't have to be directly affected to feel the concerns of this country. There are so many young people that's dying needlessly, and it's not for America. You can't put it on freedom.
It is my belief that our military power is our most precious resource because it involves our young men and women sacrificing themselves. We have the best fighting force on earth, and we should continue to have it. But because it's precious and it's costly, both in terms of lives and treasure, we have to make sure that we are using our military not as the first resort, but as the last resort when other tools in the toolbox fail.
Every family is touched by a veteran.
Like a big honor.
And no single veteran should have to wait in line like maybe weeks before he or she could be served. No veteran in our country should ever have to live under a bridge because they're looking at physical problems. There's also a lot of mental problems involved with that.
When he flew on a carrier, remember, and said mission accomplished, 5 years later, we still have our servicemen over there, and there's no end.
I could see some justification for going into Afghanistan, but I feel like the Bush administration used the step into Afghanistan as an excuse to get into Iraq. I think it's been a terrible mistake, and I think we should end it as soon as we could.
Now, I'm not against war, mind you, but it should be a just war, and I don't see this as being one.
We do have genuine enemies and real threats, and there are security steps that we do have to take. But what I want to make sure of is that a court somewhere is looking over my shoulder as president to make sure that not only me, but somebody in my administration is not abusing that power.
I think when and if Obama becomes the president, we'll see a lot of good changes for the country, for the best.
In the first few months of being in office, I'm going to stand in front of the United Nations General Assembly, and I'm going to say, you know what, we're open for business again.